up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sam, if you don't already know, and welcome. I'm glad you're here. Today we're going to do our first Talk About It Thursday, and the subject for today is going to be on struggling with your weight. Let me give you a heads up if you hear any banging or weird noises. I have bats. They went away. I had bats in my little, what is this thing called? The alcove, I think is what it's called, right above my front door. And if you didn't know, it's illegal to remove bats in certain months of the year. We called, I think back in June or May. They're just now allowed legally to go in and remove them and block the entrance so they can't come back. But they've already left. Like, we haven't seen any of the evidence, bat droppings, in weeks, but they are blocking off the little hole. So bear with me in the noise. The guy's out there on a ladder. He's probably looking in here like, what is she doing? Anyway, this is when I have time to film, so I'm filming. So yeah, today's gonna be on struggling with your weight and your self-image and all that good stuff. I'm just gonna jump right into my makeup, move this right along. I already have my eyebrows done. I am gonna probably do those off camera a lot unless you guys want like a specific tutorial on them, because it takes a lot of time. So my struggling with weight started, doesn't every girl have one at like 13, 14? I don't know. In my experience, yes. And I don't know what that just did, that. I have always struggled with my weight. I gain weight, I lose weight, I gain weight, I lose weight. I was very active. I look like a freaking, I don't know what. I was very active as a teenager, and in middle school I was in a lot of sports that kept me, you know, pretty healthy. I'm not gonna say thin. It just kept me at a healthy weight. But my mom was very beautiful. I mean, she was beautiful. She had a nice body. I'm not gonna say that I was jealous. It was just, I had a lot to live up to, like expectations wise. And especially after I became pregnant, she was constantly telling me like, don't gain too much weight, Sam. Like, don't do what I did. Don't gain 60 pounds with your pregnancy, but you know, whatever, just unhealthy. And no fault to her. Like, she probably just was doing what she thought was best, and that's fine. If I haven't mentioned it before, I don't think I have. I have a dad. Obviously, everybody has a dad. I have a dad and I have a stepdad. My stepdad is who I lived with primarily growing up. He raised me. I did have, obviously visits with my dad, and it's not like he's not in my life. He absolutely is. But I think part of it also was from, I would go visit my dad, and not seeing someone for months at a time, you're gonna comment on what's changed, like your hair is longer, or you've grown so tall, or his was always, and if you're watching this, Dad, I'm sorry, but it really was, and you can't lie and say it wasn't. His comment was always like something about my size, whether you need to eat a cheeseburger, or damn, Sam, like, why you got so much weight on you? You're getting a little chunky. Like, he would literally say that. And again, no fault to his own. He did the best he could, and it's not like he knew that it would bother me for, I'm 27. It's not like he knew it was going to bother me. He probably wouldn't. He meant no harm. I know he meant no harm, but what sticks in your mind, you can't choose. What sticks in your mind, sticks in your mind. So fast forward through my teenage years, I suffered with, my dad doesn't know this. Neither one of them know this. I suffered with bulimia. If you guys are watching this, I'm sorry, I did. On and off for a long time. You can see, if you look through pictures of my weight change, you can see it. You can see that I would be a little bit heavier, and then you would see where I was hungry. So I dealt with that all throughout high school. Which is, I think a lot of girls do. But fast forward, I was married once before. to my ex-husband. I got real comfortable. Like any relationship, you get really comfortable. We ate out a lot. We didn't know how to cook. Our living situation wasn't the best. I moved out of my parents' house like 2 days before I turned 18, moved in with him, I finished high school, all that good stuff. I just wasn't eating the best options and making the most healthy choices that I could. Whatever, fast forward again, it was, you know, I had chosen to join the Marine Corps, and I think I was, at this time, this was before they changed the most recent, weight. In the Marine Corps, there's a weight standard that you have to adhere to. It goes off of your height and your gender. I'm 5'5", so I can only weigh a certain amount. You get weighed in semi-annually. You get it. So I was overweight when I spoke to my recruiter. I forgot my good brush. No, I didn't. I wasn't overweight per se. I was over what the max in the Marine Corps wanted me to be. So my recruiter would meet with me at a track. I didn't have a creepy recruiter by any means. For the females that did, I'm truly sorry. My recruiter was great. His wife would come out there with us, and he would run me. He would get me ready, as a recruiter should. He would get me ready and help me lose the weight. He get me on a meal plan, and I stuck to it. I did what I had to do. Whatever. Fast forward, I lost the weight. I went to boot camp. In boot camp, you don't have that long to eat as it is, and I'm a slow eater. I have an autoimmune disorder called EOE. It's basically eosinophilic esophagitis. It's a long word. It took me a long time to figure out how to say it. Basically, my esophagus, when I eat something that I don't know that I'm allergic to, the white blood cells will attack my esophagus and it becomes inflamed, and I have a hard time swallowing food. Sometimes I have a hard time swallowing water. In boot camp, I didn't know that I had it. I wasn't diagnosed until like last year sometime. I've always had a hard time eating, but in boot camp, you already don't have enough time to eat. I'm already a slow eater. I can barely swallow food. I lost a lot of weight in boot camp. I think I went into boot camp with like 145 and I left at 124 or something. I looked sick. I looked very, very, very unhealthy. I'm gonna adjust this, and I know that you guys are probably like, do that off camera. It was driving me nuts. So yeah, when I left boot camp, I looked very, very sick. I was way too thin for my height, way too thin for my body type. Whatever. I gained a little bit of weight back after boot camp, obviously, because I ate normal food. I wasn't over my max weight or anything. I just ate like normal. So I deployed, I came back, I got pregnant, right? Pregnancy was so hard on me with weight. I gained 60 pounds when I was pregnant with my daughter. I didn't take care of my body like I should have while I was pregnant. And that's fine. I'm not trying to be too hard on myself, but that's what happened. I gained 60 pounds, and I thought, whatever, I'll lose it when I have the baby. I'll lose it. I didn't know that after I had my daughter, I would break my ankle, but I did. That's what happened. I broke my ankle. That was fun. Can't do cardio when you're, in a cast. So fast forward again, right? Whatever. My ankle's all better. I had my back injury. It's great. But my point is, in all this, is I still struggle daily with my weight. I have never once, since I had my daughter, seen the magical numbers on the scale of pre-pregnancy weight. That's fine. I don't know that I ever will. And it's not so much as that I can't lose the weight. It's crazy because my body just changed. My hips are wider. I had her naturally, and I'm not shitting on those that had a cesarean. I don't know how you guys did that, because I think a C-section is way worse than a natural birth. But what pushing her out did to my hips, they'll just never go back. They just won't. And my daughter was only 5 pounds. She was a little bit early, but she was only 5 pounds. The 60 pounds that I gained was mine. It was mine. It's not like I had a 10-pound baby. No, she was 5 pounds. But when you have the thought in your head that you're constantly thinking about your weight, it's an illness. It's not, there's nothing wrong with you. Something planted that seed in you, whether it was a family member, a friend at a young age, whether it was the Marine Corps, the Army, the whatever, the Air Force, something has planted a seed in your head that tells you you're only supposed to weigh this much, and if you don't weigh that much, then you're wrong. And I suffer with it daily. I weighed myself this morning and I've gained a couple of pounds in the last 2 months that I didn't want to gain, but it happened. I don't cook as often as I should. I hate cooking. It's not that I'm bad at it or that I don't like cooking. I don't like my kitchen being in disarray. I like my kitchen to be in a specific way at all times, and I get really anxious when it's not like the way it should be. So it causes me to go up and down in weight. Add that in with suffering with depression and suffering with anxiety. Sometimes your daily plan isn't going to go how you want it to go. You're not always going to have the energy to make grilled chicken and steamed vegetables and a salad on the side and drink a gallon of water a day. It's not always going to go like that, and that's fine. It's fine. Your worth isn't the number on the scale. Your worth is not what size jeans you wear, because that's another one for me. Is I have tons and tons and tons of, I got pregnant right after I got home from deployment. Right after I got home from deployment, I was recently divorced. I didn't have much to my name. All my clothing was given away to, it's a whole nother story. It was given away to someone that I didn't know was getting my clothes. So I had to go buy all new clothes for myself. Other than what I had, I didn't really have much. So I went shopping with the money that I had saved on deployment. I bought all new jeans and new shorts. None of those fit me. Still, to this day, I think they were size 4 or size 6 or something. I'm out. It bothered me for so long, and I hold on to them more so as a reminder that it's okay if one day you do fit into them, but it's also okay if one day you don't. And some of you are going to tell me, well, you should donate them. I donate plenty of my clothing, trust me. I'm not stingy when it comes to, I'm not a hoarder. But it's more so as a reminder to me that it's all right for your body to change and grow as you grow. Nobody says that you have to stay a size 4 like you were when you were 18 years old, because you're not always going to be 18 years old. I'm 27. I'm all right with having a grown woman's body. And honestly, as long as I'm healthy, like physically healthy, and I'm not, lacking in vegetables or lacking in iron, or I'm not treating my body like it's dirt, then I'm just trying really hard not to worry about it as much as I used to. And neither should you. That's my whole point is I hope you guys get away from thinking that, I know that it's hard for some in the Marine Corps, but for those that aren't in the Marine Corps, don't look at the scale. I don't weigh myself in front of my daughter either. I know that's a big one. I've never once said that I need to go on a diet, or, in front of, like, talking to my friends or talking to her dad or I've never once commented on that in front of her. I don't want her to hear me talking about myself that way, if that makes sense. I want her to not even think about it. Our scale, she doesn't know what it is. I do have a scale off Amazon that connects to an app on my phone, and that is only for Marine Corps purposes, because I have to be at a certain weight for them. And if you don't, it's what's the word? You get, like, it's negative. You get negative paperwork, you get put on a program, and I'm not gonna do all that. There have been times where, so like specifically after I had my daughter, my mom died, I broke my ankle and I broke my back. And they were like, okay, well, you still have to weigh in and you're like 10 pounds away. So You know what they tell you to do? Figure it out. And they wink. Or you'll have a master sergeant, like I did, that pulls me in the office and goes, okay, this is what we're gonna do. You ready? You guys ready to hear this? He hands me a bag of Epsom salt and water, or grapefruit juice, something like that. He's like, mix them together and chug it. And then after you're done shitting and puking your brains out, go sit in the sauna for an hour or two. And then when you're done with that, dry off and step on the scale that's right outside the sauna. And if you're not at the magic number, get back in the sauna. If you're not at the magic number, you don't get a glass of water that night. If you're not at the magic number, you don't get the pack of tuna that I have ready for you for lunch tomorrow. You need to be at the magic number by this time. And I don't care how you do it. That's what they tell you in the Marine Corps. And I'm still in the Marine Corps, so I'm just saying it's not healthy to live like that. And I did it because I was I'm not gonna say I was stupid, and I'm not gonna say I was pressured. I did it because I didn't want to live with the consequences that were gonna come if I didn't do it. I didn't want to live with the consequence of being placed on the BCP program. And I understand that there are standards, don't get me wrong. I was never an issue with being in standards before I had my daughter in the Marine Corps. But I did it because the BCP program means I'm waking up 2 hours earlier than I normally would to go to the gym with the people that are telling me what to do. That means my daughter is getting up earlier, going to the daycare way earlier than any of the other kids. She's gonna be the first one there. And then I still have to go to work and do a whole day work. So yes, I did what the master sergeant told me to do because I didn't want the consequence of not. I didn't want that. It was worth it to me in the end is what I'm trying to say. But also, I'm not naive, and I know that more than I realized at that time, a lot of females deal with it. And, oops. The taping process that they have, I would not, so they measure your body fat percentage if you don't make the number on the scale, right? And they do this by a taping. They tape your neck, they tape your waist, and they tape your hips for females. The males don't have to get their hips taped, only the females. And then they do this little magic number, math division, I don't know, some type of math with it, and they say, oh, you're at 31% body fat. Because I have hips. I had a daughter. I had a baby. So that whole thing needs revamped. But in the end of the day, I really do try not to. I try. I'm not saying I'm successful at it, but I do try not to harp so much on what the number of the scale says. I'm not successful. Most of the time, I'm not successful. Like I said, I weighed myself this morning and I wanted to cry. I texted my best friend and I told her like what my weight had changed was, and that I was, having a hard time dealing with it. I was falling back into the mentality of am I worthy, because the number changed and it went upward. And I've been eating healthy and I've been trying to exercise more because my back's not hurting as bad, and I felt more energetic. So I let me go run a mile or two, and then the scale still went up. There's many factors into why your weight is going to change. So keep that in mind. And also, it's not the end of the world if it does change. It's not the end of the world. I'm still here. My day was not any less productive because the scale had changed a little bit. And that's really that. I want you guys to understand that everybody is either wanting something new on their body or wanting something to change on their body. And not everybody wants to lose weight. Some people want to gain weight. My best friend is a smaller woman. I hope she doesn't mind. I hope you don't mind, friend. Brand, I hope you don't mind. I'm talking about you. She is like 5'1", I think. She's tiny. She's just the cutest little thing. But for a long time, she wanted to gain 5 pounds. And she had a hard time doing that. And some people are like that. Not everybody wants to lose weight. And then my other friend that I grew up with is pregnant, and she's struggling with people talking to her about, people have some nerve, man. People tell her, well, you're way bigger than I was at that week in pregnancy. Say I don't remember what week she is now, but say she's 20 weeks pregnant. Someone really has the audacity to say, oh, I was much smaller than you at 20 weeks. Like, do you want a fucking sticker? Good job. At the end of the day, we're all built differently. We can all eat the same. We can all exercise the exact same. We can all drink the exact same amount of water, and you're all still gonna look different because we're built differently. I am a more thick body type. I was athletic. I have more muscle. I'm a bigger boned. I understand our bones aren't all big, like cool, but that's what I'm gonna call it. I'm bigger boned. I'm not in an extra small, and that's fine. That's totally fine. And you should not, literally, I don't know why this is still an issue for people, because I think that the magazines and stuff are doing better. They really are. They're doing better with not only putting size zeros and stuff like that in magazines and all that good stuff. But that's my rant for the day. Rant over, okay? Love your body. It carries you through this life of craziness right now. But seriously, love your body. Give it the nourishment. And what I say about you guys are probably like, this girl is so stupid. When I say give your body the cravings, I don't mean eat nothing but ice cream for a week. But if your body is craving, let's see, if your body is craving some ice cream, eat the ice cream. Because if not, if you're anything like me, you're gonna binge on it later. That's what happens. My body craves salad sometimes, and that's when I know, oh, haven't ate enough vegetables lately. Nourish your body. It's your temple. It really is your temple. It all plays in together. Your mental health, your physical health, it all plays in together. Y'all, I'm telling you, stress will do a lot to your body. Where's my, okay, there it is. I forgot my eyebrow gel. Try not to stress too much about it and just live a healthy lifestyle. Sweat every day. I try to do something that makes me sweat every day. It's something new I've started in the last month or so, because I feel myself get complacent. I feel myself get lazy, and I don't want to be lazy. I really don't. There are days where I am just tired and I don't have enough energy, and that's fine. Basically, this was just a rant. Don't comment on other people's weights. Don't comment on anything that someone can't fix in 5 minutes. What I mean by that is, if you tell someone you really need to lose a few pounds, how do you know that they're not working on that? Correct people, not correct, don't correct anyone. Make comments on something that people can fix. Like, hey, did you know that you have some lipstick on your teeth? Girl, thank you. Thank you very much for pointing that out. Or you have a booger in your nose. Appreciate you. Thanks. Don't comment on my cellulite. Don't comment on my stretch marks. And don't comment on my weight. At the end of the day, we're all different. And you don't know what that person's dealing with. So be kind. Okay? My rant is really over now. Anyway, that's it for today. Follow me on Instagram. I'll let you guys know when my next video is up with that. And yeah, I hope you all have a great weekend, because this is going to go up on Thursday. It's going to be my Talk About It Thursday video. And what do you want to see for next week's Talk About It Thursday? I'm thinking either more in depth on my mom or more in depth on females in the Marine Corps? You let me know down below. Would you rather know about the struggles that female service members deal with, at least in the Marine Corps, because that's the only one I've been in? Or would you want to know more about my mom and the bipolar disorder and her suicide? Let me know in the comment section below. Go follow me over on Instagram. Again, like this video, share it with your friends, because I'm trying, you guys. I'm trying to grow. Help me grow. Help me grow. And I'm doing a giveaway. I forgot to tell you guys. I'm doing a giveaway. The winner will be announced on Friday. All the details are over on my Instagram, okay? Yeah, that's it. Okay, rant over.